This is my book review on the Charlton story for MIS 101, Professor Cripps Holloway. Now, Earl Perry Charlton was born on June 19th, 1863, to James and Lydia Charlton. James was a blacksmith, and Earl Perry Charlton kind of grew up in that environment. He was defined by scholars as the perfect entrepreneur model through his personality, his outlook, and his actions. He cared not only for his own interests and concerns, but also for the welfare of his employees and the community around him. He donated countless amounts of money to charity, ranging from hospitals to aiding the French and the U.S. during World War I. Some of his revolutionary ideas and accomplishments: he opened his first retail store at the age of 26 locally in Fall River, Massachusetts. His store had products laid out all over instead of behind the counter, and it was more appealing to the customer because they could come in and just grab whatever they wanted and take it straight to the cashier instead of having to wait in a line to be helped by the employees that were working there. And he was not only concerned with religion, he was not concerned with religion and race of the employees that he hired, but instead with their morals and ethics. He didn't discriminate at all. He expanded his business all the way to the West Coast in Canada with help from his partner Simon Capstein. He created the E.P. Charlton and Co. on June 14th, 1907, while in his 40s, and built his first textile mill. Charlton didn't fear competition, he actually embraced it. He pursued on and engaged competitors on an entirely new playing field because his mill was far more efficient than any other, and he loved to compete. His stores were very user-friendly in terms of their size, stability, helpfulness of the employees to the customers, and his affordable pricing of all his products. He was also extremely generous. Although he enjoyed various amenities of being wealthy, he was extremely charitable with his money, donating to schools, hospitals, scholarship funds, and new buildings. Although he wasn't extremely well known, he was one of the most successful entrepreneurs within U.S. history, having over 30 store locations throughout North America. Now, through hard labor, his sheer grit, his independence, and his determination, he achieved success in the retail business, his financial gains, his happiness within his family, and his charitable donations. He was the textbook entrepreneur and reached the pinnacle of every businessman's dream, which was success. He had stores in Los Angeles, in Portland, Salt Lake City, San Francisco, even Montreal and Vancouver, and in Seattle and Tacoma. He maintained these through writing letters to Capstein, to find out how his stores were doing and how they were thriving. He knew how to judge and trust a man, and he was also very loyal to his employees, and he cared for their well-being and also promised bonuses to them for doing well. He tried to give his employees the benefit of every doubt and presented them with 10 simple rules or demandments to follow. He was the key innovator of the five and dime stores in his era. His ideas were influential in many successful retail stores today. Charlton merged his company with Woolworth to create a conglomerate. It was a happy affirmation of his work. He set goals for himself and accomplished almost all of them. He knew that the most important part of his company wasn't in its millions, but it was in the confidence of the customers' nickels and dimes that built it. He believed the more you can do for the customer, the greater success that you will have. His legacy: he worked tirelessly for charity. He cared not only for himself, but for the needs of others. Charlton donated the largest contribution at the time to the hospital in Fall River. He set up the Coolidge Fund, which had over $2 million in it, and helped the school for the deaf. He passed on November 20th, 1930, and was mourned and remembered by many. He divided his estate equally among his family and friends, but he also created the Charlton Foundation, the Charlton Charity Trust, and the Charlton Building Trust, which gave money to the community around him. His good fortune became the good fortune of all humanity. And in closing, there was no man that didn't love, admire, and respect Earl P. Charlton. Even today, thousands still benefit from his charity of over $32 million. And that is my book review on the Charlton story. Thank you very much.